Oh, my Lord, sweet baby Jesus. Not Ekin-Su. Lord, not Ekin-Su.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at times when the American version of the Traitors made our jaws drop. We're spoiling some major bombshells from the first 2 seasons.
I've done the dirty deed. The murder has been done.
Number 10. Kyle realizes Codys a traitor. Season 1 traitor and former Big Brother winner Cody Calafieri got way in over his head.
I said me, you are, and Rachel. And so he just said that to me right at the end of the thing.
After he and his fellow conspirators murder Olympian Ryan Lochte, Cody attempts to throw faithful Kyle Cook off his scent.
I'm not bringing that up today at all to anybody. I'm not looking at today.
His lie about who Ryan believed to be behind the murders backfires tremendously. Considering how close Ryan and Kyle were in the game, it's such a boneheaded decision that it immediately clues Kyle into his identity as a traitor. It's genuinely hilarious to watch, but it isn't the end.
There's no way Ryan said those 3 names on the way into the round table. Ryan's not that kind of guy to just be like spurting out some suspicions or a hunch or a rumor.
Watching Kyle figure it all out and then have to defend himself against suspicion at the next roundtable is why we love the Traitors to begin with.
Again, I'm not gonna name names because I'm just not comfortable or confident right now.
Number 9. Dan throws Fedra under the bus. Dan Giesling may have bested everyone in the Big Brother house, but he is no match for the Real Housewives.
Fedra's had 1 vote that hasn't been explained. She voted out Ekin-Su. No one's ever questioned her on it. And the next day, Ekin-Su magically gets murdered, okay?
Looking down the barrel of banishment, he realizes he needs to do something drastic to throw attention on someone else. He decides to throw a Hail Mary.
Tamra gets voted out. Does anyone remember what she said? They're coming after the housewives.
Phaedra Parks, his fellow traitor, is the only one of the trio who has no suspicion of her. In one fell swoop, Dan changes that.
Today, Bergie, we thought you got murdered. Oh, not my Burgalicious.
Many fans believe this move is what ultimately makes it impossible for her to win the season. Dan does end up being unmasked, but the damage has been done. Whether or not it is what tanked Phaedra's game, it makes for great TV when she lets him have it on the way out.
I think if Phaedra was thinking long game, she would keep me around because I trust her.
Yeah.
Okay,
but no one trusts you, darling.
Number 8. Trishelle votes for CT.
Take the slates next to you and inscribe upon them the player you wish to banish from the game.
Season 2 finale, 3 faithfuls left, and a whole lot of money on the line. Unsure if there's another traitor left in the game to steal it all, CT, Trishelle, and MJ are in a full-on standoff. Although both veterans of the challenge, Trishelle and CT have very different agendas going into the last vote. CT votes to banish MJ, but Trishelle's paranoia turns her against her season-long ally.
Trishelle, who do you believe should be banished and why?
This is a hard one. CT.
Watching CT try to win back her trust with all the prize money on the line is absolutely enthralling.
I also tried to save you and protect you. When we were in the tunnel, I'm the one that let you get that shield.
Given that we know there are no traitors left, it actually sets the stage for an incredibly suspenseful ending to a fantastic season.
Well,
Either he's a traitor or he doesn't care about my game.
I could say the same thing, though. But you're not acknowledging my feelings about the situation either.
Number 7. Duchess of Deception. Going from survivor villain to traitor isn't that big of a leap, but that is exactly why Parvati Shallow could never really avoid suspicion in Season 2. Seeing that everyone is just about to find her out, she works up a few tears for her competitor, John Burko.
When I feel like I'm under threat, I think it's just like a continuation of how I've been living and the things that I've been through for the past 2 years. Like, the only way I've gotten through that was like completely masking my emotions, and I'm just like doing the same thing here.
It's almost chilling how believable she is.
If I can get away with this, maybe I have a new career in acting.
Whether or not he believes her becomes the biggest question mark of the episode. Well, as it turns out, he is just as good of an actor. When he finally targets her at the next roundtable, he delivers a monologue about Parvati's talent for deception and betrayal that is downright poetic.
Parvati could well be a Duchess of Deception and a Mistress of Murder.
This is the kind of Shakespearean drama we crave when we watch the show.
At the sacrifice ritual, people were given the opportunity to plead for their lives. You didn't. You chose to say nothing. Because you knew that you were not going to be murdered.
Number 6, Kate sabotages the team. Kate Chastain won a lot of hearts in her first season of The Traitors. Of course, she did that by being an absolute terror for everyone else in the cast.
I'm walking through a river. I'm already doing more than I want to.
Her annoyance at her fellow players was so thinly disguised that by the time she left the first season, she was practically begging to be voted out. During the barrel challenge in episode 6, the contestants are tasked with collecting heavy barrels worth set amounts of money and rolling them to a far-off finish line.
It's going this way.
We gotta go this way.
We went the wrong way.
Kate, fed up with everyone and everything, begins throwing the money into the field in full view of her team. Her bizarre and hilarious reasoning? She's a liability.
Kate, I saw that. Why are you throwing those in the woods? Because I'm a liability.
Inviting her back for a second season was a no-brainer.
I'm just wondering, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much they're going to hate me. I guess I'm about to find out.
Number 5, Peter's plan works. The former Bachelor star known as Pilot Pete didn't come into season 2 of The Traitors with a reputation as a strategic mastermind.
I'm there at breakfast, feeling confident. I have a little bit of a strategy in play right now.
However, he proved himself to be a particularly fiendish faithful with this ploy that narrowed down the list of possible traitors all at once. Lying to Dan, Parvati, and CT about having immunity from the night's murder, the traitors attempt to murder Bergie that night. Bergie actually has immunity.
I know that Bergie has the shield because he was on my team, and I also have the shield.
Pete's plan has actually worked.
The trap worked. Mic drop.
Little does he know, his plan is actually more successful than he thinks. Dan and Parvati are both traitors, and he suddenly got them shaking in their boots.
I've been exposed, and I fully and completely blame Dan.
Number 4, Michael versus Geraldine. Michael Davidson comes under suspicion of being a traitor, and all he can do is throw dirt on another player.
So Reza gets murdered. So
and I'm
you're a suspect.
Easily painted as a suspect.
His target is fellow faithful Geraldine Moreno. He doesn't just bring Geraldine's name to the group, he completely crashes out at the round table.
I was trying to be funny.
Wasn't the best time.
I'm awkward, okay? I have anxiety, okay? It came out.
His desperation and anxiety get the best of him. He knows it's happening, and he doesn't seem to be able to stop it.
I don't know how to talk to people.
You're doing a good job at talking right now.
Poor timing.
You're real good at talking.
It's a classic case of a player not being able to take the heat. No matter what happens, it seems like a moment that's impossible to come back from.
I need to make sure that I at least have some numbers on my side so that I can breathe when I get in that room tonight. And so, yes, honey, I'm looking for every excuse to get you gone.
Number 3, Parvati versus Fedra. The third roundtable ceremony proved that cracks were already beginning to show among the season's traitors.
But who has the capacity to perform this part is actors and I think housewives as well.
When the time comes, Parvati shallow shares that she wants her fellow players to be suspicious of the Real Housewives cast members at the table.
You're looking at me like I murdered my boyfriend and all my closest friends?
Well, it's possible.
Yeah.
This puts the heat on Larsa Pippen, Tamra Judge, Cirie Whitfield, and Parvati's fellow traitor Fedra Parks.
Don't come for the housewives, honey. We are not a gang.
All of the housewives rebel, but it's thrilling to watch Fedra have to defend herself while also having to hide her treacherous position in the game. But they have to hash it out again privately in the Traitors turret, and things get heated.
I did not throw you under the bus.
What is
I
it
never
when you
called
say
your name out.
The housewives?
I was talking about Larsa.
No, you weren't. You said the housewives. That's what you said.
Number 2, Cirie betrays Ari. Cirie Fields played a masterful game.
Played this game from the second I was chosen as a traitor.
She outlasted her fellow original traitors and earned the remaining faithfuls' implicit trust. In the end, she has one last roadblock. Yes, she can share the prize money with former Bachelorette contestant Ari Lyondike Jr., or she can turn the other players against him and take it all herself.
He did not have to stress the way that I had to stress. He did not have to come to every breakfast and look surprised.
She chooses the latter. Ari is clearly upset and can't express it all without blowing up Siri's spot.
I felt like I'd been stabbed in the back. I was like, no. Cirie, how could you do that to us?
So he bows out and reveals himself as a traitor. Siri's march to the win is cemented in that one exquisite moment. All we can do is watch.
I was recruited late, and I made that choice.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Parvy Murders in plain sight. In the second season's most nerve-wracking sequence, the traitors are ordered to murder one of their fellow players in front of everyone without anyone catching on.
Does anyone else need more wine? Red, white?
One by one, each of Parvati Shallow's attempts to get one of their discussed targets to drink from the special cup backfires. She has to go rogue.
When I leave the show and I find out who the was betrayed me, I'm gonna him up hard. Cheers. Cheers.
Ekensu Juljul Olo just happens to be the only person she can get to drink from the poison chalice.
I love you. Love you. I would never think you were a traitor.
What happens from there is equally as delicious. Fedra Parks' incredible reaction and Alan finally closing Ekensu's casket just rounded out one of the show's most surprising and suspenseful storylines.
What? No.
Did your favorite moment of backstabbing, betrayal, and treachery make the list? Let us know in the comments.
You're a traitor, bitch.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.